Hi there, in this tutorial on FM8 I'm going to show you how to make a sequenced pad sound, which is quite useful for maybe ambient or chill out sort of music. So it's quite a nice sequenced pad, plenty of movement there. It's just a simple chord kind of sequence what I've got playing. So let's go ahead and create a new sound in FM8 and start programming these operators. So for operator F, I'm going to route it to operator Z, which is the filter, turn that on, and then route the filter to the output, and we're going to have the ratio of F at 1.5 and just take the detuning up a very little bit there, and going to change the waveform to a second format, and I'm also going to key sync this operator, turn on E, route that to the filter. I'm going to take the ratio down ever so slightly, and I'm going to have this operator as a sawtooth, and I'm going to key sync it as well. Then for D, turn that on, route it to the output. D, I'm going to take the ratio up to 2, and just a similar thing again. I'm just detuning these a little bit just to give us a more kind of richer sort of sound. And the waveform is going to be 1+8. Going to key sync this again, and C, turn that on and route it to the filter. And for C, we're going to have a PWM ramp mod as a waveform. The ratio is going to be 4.01, and let me take this up again a little bit. And we're going to key sync this. So there's our sound so far, and going to have turn on A and B as well. And A, we're going to route to the filter, but we're also going to route to the main output. Turn this up, not all the way, just to about 35, just to increase the volume of this operator a little bit. So for operator A, we're going to have a 1+4 waveform. Going to take the ratio up to 2, and B, we're going to keep the ratio at 1, and we're going to keep it as a sine wave. We can key sync these as well, and then we're going to do some feeding back here with some of these operators. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed B into A by 23. A, I'm going to feed into itself, 26. I'm going to feed A into D by around about 60, 62, and then I'm going to feed C into F, going up to 20 there, around about 20. I'm going to feed D into F as well, and then I'm going to feed F into E. And this is just going to all colour the sound a little bit really, so let's have a listen now. Right then, so next thing to do really is probably set the envelopes, because this is going to give the sound the sequenced sort of pattern. So for operator A, I'm going to go for one of these presets, this pattern loop here, and if you noticed, it has quite a slow attack on the first pattern. So what I'm going to do is take that attack up, so it's a little bit like that. And also, very important, I'm going to tempo sync it. So we've kind of got two sounds in one there, two different patterns, one sort of smooth clean and one which is the A operator playing that sort of kind of gated riff really. So for operator B, I'm going to keep it as it is like that, and then for operator C, I'm going to just drag out the sustain just so it kind of holds like that, and then for D, E and F, I'm going to link these together because I want these to be the same. And I'm just going to do something like take the attack, back the attack off a little bit. So these operators kind of have a slower attack and come into the sound just to give it that extra bit of movement. And let me drag this out a little bit. Give the operators a little bit of the envelope, a little bit of a release, and something like that should do fine. hear there, those operators have a sort of slower attack on the sound. So next thing we can do is start setting the master panel, set the voices to 4, and take the detune up a little bit. It's about halfway, pan the voices out. Maybe take the analog and digital sliders up a little bit, analog about halfway, digital a little bit less. Right then, so next we can set up some effects. Start with a Chauvin EQ and just boost some of the high frequencies. Turn that down a bit. And add a flanger as well. Sync this, tempo sync it, take the rate down to about 27. Take the depth up a little bit, the colour up a little bit. And take the wet right down. Take the master volume down a little bit there because I think we're clipping. And I'm going to add some reverb as well to the sound. Take the reverb time up to about 67. And that's it really for the effects. Just keep the rest of the reverb settings the same. So next thing to do really is add some modulation, and I want to have a little bit of sort of tremolo applied to some of these operators, not operator A, operators B through to F. So set these around about 40, just to give us a little bit of movement on the sound. And also I'm just going to add a bit of vibrato to the sound by modulating the pitch with the LFO. I'm going too crazy with that. Keep it around about 14, 13. And also for LFO2 I'm going to sync this and just take this key scaling and velocity scaling down. Obviously we can turn these up a little bit more to hear the effect if we want it. And next up really, set the filter. So we're going to take the cutoff right down to 0 and pull the resonance down to about 22. We're going to keep it on a low pass filter, and we're going to keep the spread at 10 there. The resonance of this second filter about 50 halfway. It's also going to stay on a low pass filter, and we've actually got the mix slider routed to mix 1, and pull in the parallel serial slider down there. So we've got a mix. It's mostly in parallel mode, which basically means it's going through both filters at the same time, and a little bit in serial. So, and then also we're going to turn the envelope amount up to 100. So we're kind of activating this envelope here for the filter. And what we're going to do is we're going to back off this attack like that, and pull the sustain down and just have a kind of curved decay like that. I just have it a lot slower. Tempo sync this as well. So something like that. There we have it, a nice kind of sequenced pad sound, useful for chill out music or ambient sort of music. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Any questions about the tutorial, get in touch and give us a shout. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers.